Welcome back, everybody, to the Weekly Members Podcast. Sorry I missed out last week. From what I understand, it was a pretty crappy episode without me.
It was a banger.
None of my topics were heard in the right manner that they were supposed to be, but that's okay because guess what? The host last week, I'm pretty sure your team gets to play basketball on a Wednesday during conference tournament time for the first time ever, right? You're playing tomorrow. You shouldn't be. Kentucky's not supposed to play on Wednesday in the SEC tournament. That's not how that works.
That is true. Yep. I can't even argue it. Yep. You're right.
And not to pile on too much, but Dick Vitale also kind of called that when he was like, the $22 million that your team spent was money not well spent at all. Like for $22 million, you really should have had you should not be playing on Wednesday.
I can't hear you. Did anybody else lose him? Did anybody else lose Paul on that one? I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
No, you're 100%. You're 100% right. And mark this down, Christy, as the first time in history where I actually agree with Paul. I agree with him. I have nothing to argue. I agree with
this
everything
day in Philly sports, March 10th, 2026.
Kentucky report. Kyle said Paul was
the new
right.
State of
I
Kentucky
agree.
report. Exactly. Congrats, Paul. You win.
I really want to start off with two breaking news kind of things. We'll get to Crosby in a second. We'll start off with a potential finals matchup here that we have going on right now with the Spurs and Celtics. I didn't know if anybody saw what happened in the first couple of minutes when it was who was it? Was it Derek White that fouled Wembanyama and broke his nose? It looked like who was it? Bruce Willis in Last Boy Scout that shoved that guy's nose up into his brain and killed him. Literally the exact same move. So I can see exactly where the strategy is coming from. I know you talked about having such great defensive players. That's one hell of a way to play defense.
Yes, sir.
It was effective. He's been walking around a couple of times in the tunnel. So while it may not be legal, it was effective, and now you're winning afterwards, as of right now. So after we got that out of the way, let's go to what just happened in the last 20 minutes. That Max Crosby is now back to being a Raider. So it looked like, after zero information was going to be provided, 17 seconds later, the entire internet blew up with every scenario possible. And it sounds like the political answer is that he didn't pass the physical requirements to be a Baltimore Raven. I'm guessing it may be a little bit more than that, whether that comes out or not. I hope it is something that's more than that, because I hope that it also prevents him from being able to go to the Cowboys. Whoever wants to chime in on that about what that means for the Raiders, who now I think their Super Bowl odds, which are still crap, are half as crap as they were 20 minutes ago. Because they spent $100 million yesterday, and then now you just got Max Crosby back. So, I mean, I really actually like what their team looks like for next year or the year after if he can stay. But forget about the Raiders. Nobody's caring about that. Let's talk about just Max Crosby. I want to see what the best conspiracy theory is for why this didn't happen. And then what do we think is going to happen next? And if anybody says that there's a couple candidates here, no answer is that Howie Roseman's going to work his magic. That's not one of the options. So don't even try it.
I'll just mute myself then. Sorry.
That's why they got rid of Jalen Phillips yesterday for this scenario. They knew.
He knew this was coming.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. The Raiders went out yesterday and they signed all those free agents. I think they signed 8 free agents yesterday. Like you said, spent over $100 million. And they said, shoot, we got a pretty good team. Hey, Max, we're going to give you this.
Stop it.
You smoke it. You fail your test. You come on back, and we're going to run this thing back. That's what they did.
No,
got rid of Geno Smith.
Send you the that you need to attach to the side of your leg.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. I mean, look, that's my way outlandish and my rumor, but it's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. I think that's what happened. Remember who the owner of the Raiders is, right? It's a
Tom.
Davis. It's a Davis. Right, so let's just throw that out there. Those guys are outlandish, and I wouldn't put it past them.
Are we going to call this? Is it Tradegate? Is that what we can call it? Is Tradegate?
Tradegate.
Yeah.
Can I get a trademark on that?
My only thing with this is, first of all, before I make my point, since Paul won't do it, I'll do it. JD, welcome to our pod this week. Glad to have you as my guest. You're welcome, Paul. But anyways, I wonder if the Linderbaum contract is going to stay the same numbers. That would be my question, because do you think they go now to Linderbaum and say, hey, man, we're going to be a little bit better, but we got to keep Crosby on the books? You know, like, would you be willing to, because I'm not saying it's an overpay, but the amount that they gave him as a center is through the roof. So I wonder if he's the first guy that they say, hey, you know, I would think he's the first domino. Do they restructure him as far as what he was going to get, or is he already signed and he doesn't? So I guess that's my only concern. And thank God he's out of the AFC North. It was short-lived, but it was a hard 3 days for me, and now it's over, and he's gone.
So what I mean, couldn't they just do like what the Eagles and everybody else does? Is like, well, we need cap space. We're going to take your entire salary for this year and make it a signing bonus, and now you're only $1 million towards the cap. Like, if you feel that serious about this guy, you know,
if Mark Davis is willing to throw that money around like Jeffrey Lurie is, sure, but I highly doubt he is.
But guys, didn't I also see they have 2 first-round picks this year and next? Also, the Raiders.
Well, they were about to.
Before all this happened, yeah.
And I didn't mean to disregard you. I figure just from the Carolina family that anybody in the Carolina family knows that they're already welcome. So
yes, and I totally got it there, Paul. I felt it. I felt it.
That's just an angry, like, ornery Notre Dame fan over there. That's all.
Oh,
he is.
whoa.
Yes.
He's just looking for an excuse to take his ball and go home.
You're right.
Run it back around.
Like the Washington Redskins have done for the last 45 years, taking their ball and gotten right out of the NFL.
Wow.
Oof.
I think Paul's going to opt out of answering that question.
No, I'm not, because I don't know. I actually took it off the list, but if we want to go there, that's fine. Last year, after we had poop like falling on people in the pipes and stuff at the stadium, we were ranked the 3rd best franchise by the players. All the players voted, and we were the 3rd ranked franchise in the NFL last year. Being like 25th or almost last. Like, we were like throwing poo like at people, and the players still want to come. So
it's interesting that you mentioned that, Paul, because I did see the surveys came out for this year, and somebody made the point. They were like, the way we look at a franchise and the way players look at a franchise are probably much different. Like the Steelers owner, whom I as a fan have always viewed, always viewed like as somebody who's great.
I should have asked you who was last.
And they voted Dan Rooney as the worst owner in the NFL. And it's like, as a fan, I don't think that at all. But I guess like the amenities that they don't get, or, you know, I saw like the family time or whatever. I was like, that was very surprising to me. And Woody Johnson, who I think most of us would consider the worst owner in the NFL, was like a B+. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I mean, even like the Carolina Panthers like owner, who's an absolute just Nazi, he still was higher than that. But yes, the Steelers, I'm glad you teed that up for me. Dead last. Every player.
I don't know what you want me to do about it.
So, anybody got any more thoughts on Max Crosby? Any kind of theories or anything? What you got, JD? I see the.
I was so stunned by it, and then I was thinking maybe they made him do the feats of strength, and he didn't do the feats of strength, and it didn't happen, because I feel like he's the guy. Once the season ends, he's already at the training facility where they have to pull him back because he's training so much. I mean, I'm like, I'm speechless in a way, because I didn't see this coming at all. So that's what I feel like. I was thrown for a loop here, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, imagine being a Ravens fan and you're like,
right.
Oh, we finally got a defense guy. Like Lamar Jackson's finally going to have a chance. And they're like, no, we were just kidding. and then Harbaugh's like, I'm going to take all your players to New York with me. So good luck.
Right.
Like, crazy.
Yeah. Crazy. So I don't know what else. Like, Christy, what do you think about this? I mean, Do you think that? And who has the most cap space right now after this happened? Is it who is the most available cap space? Because that's what I was thinking about. Someone can make a play for it now. Who has the most available cap space? I was going to look up.
Well, I know, but everybody did so much stuff yesterday that yeah, I don't even know where everything ended up, and like where would he even go to? I know Patty's face in the NBA pod. He wasn't paying attention to anything that anybody was talking Celtics to him for because he was getting blown up with this Max Crosby news, and then we hit end record, and he was like, "Holy crap!" And we were all done. And then I ran out into the bar,
he's not
and I
going
was
to
like, "Did everybody see this?" Like the whole bar collectively gasped, and was like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" It'll be interesting to see what happens from here. I mean, if the Raiders do keep him, that what they did yesterday made them a way more solid team, and then to have Max Crosby too. But I don't know. Does he stay there? Do they figure it out? Do you go somewhere else? And
can they afford him?
Kyle,
can they afford him at all?
Right. Can they afford him? Right.
And then I'm of the same mindset as Kyle is that was a dirty urine sample on that one. But whether or not that was intentionally done or
right, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens because if it comes out that he failed a drug test, what's the NFL going to do?
Right.
I will, Kyle. Now I'll build onto your theory, onto your conspiracy theory. This was all a ploy by the Eagles to get AJ Brown out of town to Vegas for Max Crosby as part of the deal. And now Fernando Mendoza gets his receiver, and the Eagles get Max Crosby.
You know what? I'm buying into it. I am buying into it. You sold me on it. I completely agree with you because Romeo Doubs just went to the Patriots earlier. So the Patriots are not going to – because, look, let's be honest about it. The Eagles are not bringing Romeo Doubs to Philly. They can't afford to have that Guardian helmet in Philadelphia. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. It will not be received well in Philadelphia. So by them getting him in New England, that paves the way for A.J. Brown to go to Vegas. And we'll get Max Crosby back in the deal. I like it. I like the way you think, Patty. And I may or may not have been responsible for the hot urine test. I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So let's kind of move on from that for a second. We'll let that marinate. I think by this time next week, we'll have a hell of an update on that.
You're welcome.
As one of these crazy theories is going to be true. And it's probably not going to be an outlandish one, to be honest. We can stick in the NFL for a minute. There were some, my 2 points are going to be in jest, and then I want to hear some actual takes here. But, after a good day of spending $3 or $4 billion on contracts, I want to know what players or what contracts, what signings each of you are excited about that have nothing to do with your team. But before we do that, I'm going to give you two you can't choose. I'm going to say one, you can't choose Geno Smith. That's the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen in my life, that they actually traded for him.
Traded for him.
He has 2 years and like $50 million left. And you didn't just try and pick him up off waivers for nothing because you thought the Vikings were going to pick him up.
Paul, we have to let JD talk about this as being a Jets fan.
Listen, you all remember
deep breath, JD.
You all remember draft night. You remember draft night where he thought he was going first round. He stayed to come out for the second round because he thought he was going first. There was talk of him going number one in the draft at one point. And now he's back. He had no line with the Raiders last year. He's going to the Jets, who have no line this coming season. I think it's a tank year. I don't care what they say, they're tanking. Demario Davis is like, he tackled. These guys are 35. What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Hey, don't forget about the ghost of Minka Fitzpatrick re-signing.
Yeah, and he's only 29. So I don't get it, Paul. I don't get it at all. When I saw that today, I was like, that's who we're going after. I'd rather bring Mitch Trubisky. I want them to go after Brissett. I said Brissett's a guy who can at least come for a year, let him throw the ball, get ball. So
I think they want to be top 5 next year. I don't think they're hiding it. I don't know if that means Aaron Glenn is out, but I think they're very much saying this is a QB loaded class.
Right.
Let's go after Arch or after Chambliss or whoever ends up being those, top 5 QBs of the year afterwards.
Yeah.
Paul,
Did
I'd be willing
Chambliss
to
get
start on
approved for his
my.
13th year of eligibility?
I believe it's still in the air. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I believe it's still in the air.
He's going to be a 33-year-old
the
rookie.
For Chambliss, if you're talking about Chambliss, the NCAA has now countersued.
Yes. That's
okay.
I'll start, Paul. Go. My fault. You go. Yeah, go.
I got one more. And we don't like bringing this person up very much, but it feels good when we do because it's usually not in a good way. Daniel Jones saw Sam Darnold's contract and said, hold my beer. I'm not signing for less than $50 million a year.
Oof.
$50 million a year. Daniel Jones coming off a torn ACL. Or what did
Achilles.
he hurt? No.
Achilles.
After he tore his ACL or whatever it was in New York. So I want $50 million. So now let's
just can we give him a round of applause for the set of balls he has on him? Right? Like that's a ballsy move. That's a ballsy move, and somebody they're gonna do it. They're gonna pay him. Don't pay him. He'll get it.
Well,
I think
if he got the contract he got from the Giants, he'll get it. Somebody will give it to him.
Be glad that you just picked up Geno Smith then, because who knows? You really want to tank and you really want to sabotage a team. You go pay $50 million for Daniel Jones. Actually, let's make it a multi-year contract while we're at it. So
you just guys all made me think. Does anybody really believe that Malik Willis is going to come in and become what the Dolphins think he's going to become? Because that's my guy that's going in my head. He played well for a couple games, but I'm like, and I know it's $67 million for 3, but is Malik Willis going to come in and change? I mean, you just dealt with Tua. Now you got Malik. He's played a couple games.
Matt Flynn 2.0.
I don't know about that. I will say that we haven't seen a team. I'll say on this is we haven't seen a team commit to him, and you can say that the Titans committed to him, but they didn't really commit to him. They played him for 1 year. Yeah. They brought Levis in, and so the only thing I'm excited for him is that Hafley and the Packers GM that went to, or assistant GM that went to Miami, will definitely surround him with talent or at least opportunity. Now, whether or not he is in that opportunity, I guess will be, wait to see. But I heard today that somebody said, an insider from Miami said that their goal is to make him the best rushing quarterback in the NFL. And I thought that was like a crazy thing to say. But I was like, I guess if you're going to commit to it, and that's going to be your philosophy behind it, like, who am I to say no to you?
That's going to be very painful. It's going to be very painful for Malik Willis if he wants to do that.
Oof.
It's going to hurt
a lot. Oof. Yeah. That just the head. I didn't mean to cut in, but Malik Willis keeps popping in my head. Like, is he really gonna? And I'm rooting for him, but and then Christy, you had him for a little bit, but I'm like,
well, and I'm here in Wisconsin, so I got to watch him take over for Jordan Love for the Packers, and that he did well. And we kind of talked about that back when that was happening on the members pod. I was like, well, like Malik Willis had the opportunity with a fairly decent line in front of him to show what he can do. And you actually kind of got to see a little bit of him with the Packers as opposed to not being able to really see that when he was with the Titans. So, I was a huge fan of Mike McDaniel when he was with the Dolphins and everything else. And I knew that Tua had to go, but that's just being restructured down there. So, he's got an opportunity now being the best rushing quarterback in the NFL. That's a stretch in my mind, but we'll see. He's got the potential. I don't think he's got the potential to be like a top tier, but I think he's got the potential to be way better than what we've seen from him.
Yeah, I agree.
So
you got your guy?
I was going to say, yeah, I really have 2, but I'll keep them both short. And if I steal somebody, you can yell at me. But to me, the 2 ones that really interested me yesterday, one I think is a big move and one I think is going to go under the radar and prove to be a big move. The first one for me is the Niners signing Mike Evans. I'm excited to see him. I'm excited to see him not in Tampa, even if that's with Brock for a year. Just in a Shanahan offense, I think he's going to be really explosive. He's going to run a better route tree. And the second one, which I think is going to go under the radar, and people are going to call me crazy, is my hot take as of March is that the Tennessee Titans adding Wan'Dale Robinson, not as the key piece, but adding Wan'Dale Robinson will help what I've already thought that they will be a top 12 offense in the NFL this year. With Brian Daboll as the play caller and the playmakers that they've added across the board.
And I don't have a problem with that, except for the fact that Daboll is bringing all the players with him that got him fired.
To be fair, Joe Shane drafted those players, so we'll see.
Still, it's those players. But those players got him fired.
Patty, I hope you're right. I mean, Patty, I agree with you on the Evans thing was my big thing from yesterday to the 49ers, obviously with my husband being a 49ers fan, and I love me some George Kittle. So I thought that was exciting. I thought that's a great way for him to probably end his career. But I hope you're right about the Titans. Again, my faith is very down to the below the ground right now in the Titans. So I hope you're right. I really do. But
I got two quick ones. I got Alec Pierce.
That's what she said.
Getting the record free agent wide receiver contract. I mean, I didn't see that one coming at all. And then I think an underrated free agent signing, Kenneth Walker III going to Kansas City. I think that one's going to be a big deal for them. I really do.
Mm-hmm. I think what's weird about that one, Kyle, is I thought that they were like all over Jeremiah Love.
So did I.
I thought
still
for
are.
sure.
I don't know. Maybe they still are. Who knows?
Andy Reid, you never know.
And then I'll throw one more to you, John, and I'll tee it up for you. Are we not going to talk about the Eagles just signing Johnny Munt?
You said not about your own team.
He said no team.
I know, but Johnny Munt, can't let that go.
Let's just go right to John.
Such a big deal.
My two were Mike
Kyle,
Evans
if Kyle didn't chime in with his two, I was going to go to John and move to the next thing, and Kyle wasn't going to get a thing because I knew he was going to throw his douchiness out there and still say something he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, my two were going to be Mike Evans and Kenneth Walker, only because I think Mike Evans in that 49ers offense with, McCaffrey, Kittle, who they still got there, Jawan Jennings, you know what I mean? Just anybody, there's a lot of ball to go around, and they have an explosive offense. And then with Kenneth Walker. I was going to say Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs. They obviously spent money for him. They're going to use him, and he's going to be their workhorse back. And he's probably going to get hurt, which he usually does, but he's definitely going to get hurt being used. So I think that he's going to help their offense a lot more than Pacheco or Kareem Hunt ever did.
Yep.
Yes, I appreciate that, John. If I knew you were going to be so unoriginal with your picks, I would have just let Kyle do his. But I appreciate
that's what happens. There's only a couple big ones to go around.
No, I agree. I think that the Mike Evans thing, to me, I think is one of the most intriguing ones. I think for a team that was riddled with injuries that still didn't perform too darn bad in a super competitive conference last year, Niners didn't look too bad. So, I mean, they could be a non-sleeper like sleeper next year, like creep up on people that they shouldn't be creeping up on. But I think that that whole division is going to be one to watch. How the subtractions from Seattle and the additions from St. Louis and San Francisco really affect that division.
Yeah, the other intriguing one to me is that nobody touched on is, are the Saints going to cut Kamara, signing ETN, and they're linked to maybe Love, or they have Neal and Kendra Miller still on the roster? Like, I don't know. I mean, and now is Kamara going to become a guy that has old legs but can go and be a receiving back for KC or Cincinnati or somebody like that? We'll see. I think so. ETN getting locked up there is a weird one for me too.
I would love nothing more than to have Alvin Kamara in Washington.
Well,
when our offense has been the best is when we've got our passing back. Like I used to love
Chris Rodriguez, Chris Thompson too.
Chris Thompson before.
Yeah.
And what Eckler was going to bring and what he brought the first year, and then he got hurt last year. But it opens up, and having a good passing back makes me feel a whole lot better about Jaden Daniels' health. I really prefer people getting in the backfield and not chasing him as much. So I think that definitely would help. I would absolutely welcome Alvin Kamara in Washington. And since we're like the third highest favored franchise in the league, not out of the question that he does it. So
one guy, I didn't mean to cut you off. One of the guys that I felt just today, they were saying that Pacheco going to the Lions, that'll be a good fit with Gibbs, replacing Montgomery. And to me, Pacheco looks like he does a lot of stuff, but nothing happens. I always feel like he's like pumping the arms, but doesn't go anywhere. And I think that's a drop off for the Lions. I don't know what you all think on that one.
You know what he looks like? He looks like the kid that's running full speed and somebody's grabbing his shirt and he's not going anywhere. Like that's what he looks like.
That's what.
Yeah. I always used to love the memes that came out about Isaiah Pacheco, and they were like, I said it's like I want to be as mad at somebody as Isaiah Pacheco is at the ground. like I don't disagree, JD, but what Isaiah Pacheco does better than not anybody else, because that would be a crazy statement. What Isaiah Pacheco does very well is he runs north and south. And when the Lions go to 13 personnel or 12 personnel where they have multiple tight ends on the field, he can succeed in that system. Not that he didn't succeed in KC, but KC runs a lot of gun. They run like Kelsey, as he got older, couldn't block as well as, that's why we've seen a lot of Noah Gray over the last couple of years. Like, I would not be surprised to see, I don't think he'll have like a Jamal Williams type year where Jamal Williams was behind, like with Montgomery or Gibbs the 1 year, his rookie year. But I do think that Pacheco will have at least fantasy value in Detroit as a goal line back.
All right. You always make sense.
He just always, I don't know, after Pacheco got, what was it? He hurt his knee like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He just doesn't seem like the same back. He was really good for like a season or two, and then he got hurt and came back. And I don't know, it just seems like a step behind or like a half step behind what he used to be.
Yeah, like
he was very polarizing as a rookie for sure. I was pretty excited for what he was going to bring.
Right. Yeah. I was just curious. That was a name that popped in my head. So, and I know they got Eagle fans here. I saw Reek Woolen too. You got the guy. Woolen always seems around the ball.
He's huge.
So JD, one of the things that we don't like to do in any of our pods is kind of stroke
feed the Eagles.
Yeah, stroke the Philly fans. They're gonna say the darn thing. You don't have to bring it up.
I apologize.
Dead serious. I was going to skip over Kyle. Dead serious. And it was
JD,
only because.
In case you haven't recognized yet, we live, Philadelphia fans on this pod and this network, we live rent free in everybody's head, except Christy. Christy's the only one that doesn't hate on Philadelphia. She doesn't like Philadelphia, but she doesn't hate on it either. So, like, there's a common respect there.
Hey, I'm coming here in July, man. I'm coming to your great city in July, so we'll see.
There you go. There you go.
Love it. All right.
Well, let's see if we can take the focus off of Philadelphia for just a second, which we always have to try and do from time to time. I want to talk about just a few quick things that are kind of closer to home for me. A couple of college things that most people probably not on their radar. I have an interesting stat. While he is not here physically, he is here in spirit, that being my son. No, JD, my son is not dead. He is in college being studious or attempting to be, even though he doesn't know how to spell the word tough.
Aren't you an English teacher too?
Yeah. So he sent me this stat and I thought it was interesting. This is for NCAA men's basketball. And it's the number of Sweet 16 appearances by colleges over the last 10 years. There are 2 colleges in the last 10 years that have been in 8 Sweet 16s. One of them, probably somebody can guess. The other
Duke.
one, unless you're picking, I will mute you. Sorry, Steve, but Patty's being and I'm not going to say that. I find that to be warranted, and I also am not as worried because guess what? Not losing a point, still host. So here it is. So I thought it was interesting. So there's 2 teams that have 8 of the last 10. One of them is Gonzaga. The other is D3 Christopher Newport, where my son attends.
Wow.
Really?
And then after that, nobody has 7. Nobody likes 7, but there's quite a few that have 6, and this is where you get some more popular ones. You've got an unmentioned name. You've got Houston, Michigan, Purdue, and then you've got actually another D3 school that was in the same conference as Mike and I that's actually in Richmond, right outside Richmond, Randolph-Macon. Another D3 school that's made it 6 times. And Carolina. That was kind of cool. But that's not going to happen this year.
No.
That was kind of cool. And I don't mean to keep bringing stuff up. God, you would have sworn that Patty lives rent-free in my, which isn't true, because if you live rent-free in my head, it's because you look like the guy that says, "Have you seen my baseball from There's Something About Mary" when you wear those headphones?
I look like
when
two
you wear those
people.
headphones.
Time out. I look like 2 people. One, Fat Shane Gillis. If you want to call me Fat Shane Gillis, you can call me Fat Shane Gillis. 2,
Yes.
you could call me Farva from Super Troopers. And those are the only 2 things that you're allowed to call me, okay?
That's it.
And that's
Pod's
it.
over. Pod's over. You
The
nailed it. You nailed both of them.
I just see you have you seen my baseball?
You got Halloween for the next couple of years picked out. Like, you got Halloween.
So, and I say that to say this. So this past weekend when Anthony was home, we went to University of Richmond, played lacrosse. They're pretty good. They were number 2 in the country. Somehow they're number 2, and they have more first place votes than the number 1 team. Now, who do you think the sweet Lord baby Jesus picked to be number 1 with less first place votes in men's lacrosse? Who could it be? Patty, you want to chime in?
Syracuse University.
You are an asshat. Notre Dame. Notre Dame is number 1 in men's lacrosse.
Really?
And yes, and the updated standings for this week show Notre Dame as number 1 with, sorry, the lighting, 7 first place votes, and Richmond has 9. I don't understand, but I did come away with a pretty sweet T-shirt for showing up that I love to rock now. But so those are my quick things just about me. For some reason, it looks like our producer is a little perturbed now. I think it's probably about some of the language I used earlier. So let's get back on track.
What up, everybody? The Beard is here. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, the law offices of William P. Harrington. Credit card litigation, Chapter 7 bankruptcy, estate planning, estate administration, guardianships, they do it all. As a member, listener, follower, supporter of our network, they are offering you a 15% discount on these services. So if you are in the Pennsylvania or New Jersey area, schedule your free consultation today.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
Let's talk about. I want to talk about baseball.
Jaylen Brown just got ejected from the Celtics Spurs game, for the record.
Did he try and break somebody's nose too? Like, I don't understand
I didn't
what
see,
these
but I saw him being irate with the
Ninjago
official, and
movies,
now he's
like
gone.
moves that you keep doing. Let's watch it.
Said-
Yo,
it looked-
Watch the replay.
He got pushed. He got pushed.
Oh.
And they didn't call a foul. He got pushed. They didn't call a foul. He called
He
it out
pushed
of
that
bounds on
kid.
Brown. And
So-
then he started freaking
Jaylen,
out on
so-
him.
Patty, you know what just happened, right?
Yeah, I think
He
what I
said,
saw. I
I'm
think what I
taking my
saw.
ball and I'm going home.
Yeah,
In perfect Patty fashion, I'm
That's-
taking my ball and I'm going home.
yeah, that's pretty correct.
But
Has anyone ever
let's-
told you look like one of the thumbs from Spy Kids? You know, the people that walk around as walking thumbs from Spy Kids. Has anyone ever told you that's what you look like?
No, it's mostly things that have the word
Floop is a madman. Help us save us. Floop is a madman. Help us save us.
Yeah.
JD, we talk about more than
end
just
with
sports on
ASS.
this network. Just FYI.
Just the references. It's just like staccato. I'm just nobody.
So listen.
What?
Since you joined us this week, we got to throw it out there to you, buddy. What's better, Pop-Tarts or toaster strudels?
Pop-Tarts are what?
Pop-Tarts or toaster strudels?
You see, okay, so I'm old school. I don't think I've ever had a toaster strudel, but I've had Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts.
So you've never lived. Just tell me you've never lived.
He's never lived the hellscape of cooking a toaster strudel.
No.
Yes.
No.
He's a lucky man.
I failed myself today. I was going to bring one because I got 3 packs of them in the last 10 days, and they're all the donut flavors. Turn the box over, air fryer instructions.
Ooh.
Oh.
8 minutes, and you've got a warm toaster strudel.
8 minutes?
Too long. That's 8
I can eat a whole box.
Do you know
of
how many
Pop-Tarts
Pop-Tarts I could eat in 8 minutes?
Right.
8
Well,
minutes.
they're also
Jesus.
hey, they're also form friendly because that means you're not going to eat 8 of them. You're just going to eat one.
No
because
way.
you start losing hunger after
You're
20
going to eat
minutes.
0 because it's going to take forever.
No. Yeah.
Or
If
we'll
I have
eat
to
the
wait.
whole box in one sitting.
Pop-Tarts,
I'm
you
only
rip it
going to
open.
have an 8-minute time span one time in my life to cook them all.
Yeah, I'd cook them all.
It's all right. There's
do
a
8
lot of
minutes.
people need. I know a lot of you need some
All right,
self-love. That's all right. I understand.
Steve,
that.
if
And
you're
I've-
doing some editing,
I've
Steve, can
given
you
you
throw
the-
like the
I've
the
given
Sarah
you the tool.
McLachlan arms of an angel over this while
Yes.
Paul's talking about toaster strudels? Like, if you donate $1 today, you can save Paul from eating a
100%.
toaster strudel ever again.
We got to teach you
I'm-
marketing. We got to
I've
teach you
given-
Only
marketing.
3
right?
cents
Like,
a day.
you could have
I've
said
given
you
you the
flipped it
tools
over
to
and saw
succeed.
air fryer instructions, but then not said the time, and everybody would been like, "Oh, well, that's cool, air fryer instructions. That's pretty cool." And then you're like, "Yeah, it just takes 8 minutes, dude. 8 minutes?
Yeah, that's a lifetime.
You can cook a steak in 8 minutes. Like, I'm gonna go
And you
grill
know
a
what?
steak in
Because-
8 minutes.
because steak is so good, I would wait the 8 minutes for it. Toaster strudels are so good, I'm going to wait the time for it. And I'm going to have a nice ooey gooey Boston cream donut toaster strudel this time next week. As long as I don't get another case of Alzheimer's and I freaking forget.
Patty, we're just gonna do this for now on. From now on, we're just gonna give him the thumbs up. We're gonna give him the thumbs up.
I think it's almost sacrilege to put a toaster strudel in an air fryer to begin with.
No
It
air
says
fryer slander.
toaster
No air fryer
right on the
slander.
name.
We
It
don't
doesn't make sense.
we don't have a toaster in our house because we use the air fryer as a toaster. So
Yeah,
I will
okay.
not
Okay.
I will not
Still.
slander the air fryer. It's the best.
And
It might be the
after-
best invention since sliced
I'm
bread.
not knocking air fryers. Don't get me wrong. I love a good air
well,
fryer.
it sure sounded like it, and we're not going to take that from people
Well,
that can't show up to the basketball podcast.
Hey,
you've got
I'm sorry.
17
I'm sorry.
17 able-bodied family members to represent one god-awful team.
and I get the blame. I get the brunt. I
Paul-
face the blame. It's all right. It's all right.
Paul,
I'll take it.
you've heard the latest joke that goes, "How many Montgomery members does it take to go on the basketball podcast?" None, because they never show up anyway.
Yeah, and that's why you're going to stay at 0 points because you're not going to be there to collect any, even if you win one.
That's all right. That's all right.
I digress.
It's all in fun.
All
It's
right,
all in
I'm sorry
fun.
for derailing this, Paul. You could go where you'd like from here.
I know this has kind of gone down like a up here, but
Jesus.
but let's talk about baseball. I have a couple things. The obvious thing is we'll talk about the World Baseball Classic, and we'll get into that into a second. But I have a World Baseball Classic moment I'd like for Christy to explain to me. Christy, what in the world happened last night between Rosarina and Cal Raleigh?
Ooh,
And again,
Oh, I
have
didn't see.
theories.
I didn't see it.
Let me,
I didn't
let
see
me
it,
show
so
it.
I'm-
Okay. Rosarina comes up the plate. Cal Raleigh catching. Rosarina goes to shake his hand. They're 2 feet from each other, says something. Cal Raleigh just stands there stone-faced, mumbles a little something, and then Rosarina goes off. In 3 different languages, actually, apparently, they said.
4.
Told him to shove it, shove his whatever he said, and to go F himself, and all kinds of things in multiple languages.
Wow.
Oh, I
So,
didn't see that. I
If
did not
you
see
are
that.
a catcher, you are not going to touch a batter's hands. That's for sure, because of all the pine tar that's probably on there, going to affect a couple of different things when you're trying to grab a baseball. Although you can throw it, you got a helmet on. Just give him a headbutt, fist bump, an elbow, anything.
Chest
Like
plate.
any COVID move, any COVID hello is going to be appropriate. Didn't do anything. I have no idea, and no one has come out yet to say if it was in jest or if it was serious. And the Mariners manager said he's going to.
No, Rosarina came out and said he was like, "This is how Raleigh was brought up. I've met his family before."
Yeah. They both said that they're good. They both said
how,
that they're good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, "Oh, we were just competing in the moment, and I've met Cal's mom and dad," and I was like, "All right, cool, Randy."
It was like a Kobe Paul moment, or what?
No, what I saw from that when Rosarina said that was, "I've met your parents. What's wrong with you?"
That's what I got too. That's what I got too.
That's what I got out of it. That's why I was asking Chrissy. It was legitimate. It's when you start saying the same thing that's derogatory in 3 different languages, it sounds like you kind of mean it.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, like, again, I haven't seen it. I kind of took like a time out today from sports because it's been nonstop for me for work and everything. So I apologize. I watched part of the game last night. Didn't see that.
Yeah, you should apologize.
That portion of it, but I mean, I mean, I hope they're good.
Listen. I take Cal's side on this. You're playing in the World Baseball Classic, and you're playing USA versus Mexico. Like, this is a heated rivalry, and
it's huge.
Like, we haven't beat Mexico. I think they said 20 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So like, this means something. So I'm not shaking your hand. I'll shake your hand after the game, and like we'll be teammates after the game. Like, this is, and Patty, you'll love this. This is Kobe versus Pau Gasol.
I actually was going to bring that up.
He's my brother. He's my teammate, but I'm running right through his.
Yeah, right through his chest.
Right through his chest. And that's exactly what Cal said last night. He's like, inside these lines during this game, we're not teammates. After the game, we'll be friends again, but not today. Not today. And I loved every second of it. I don't want to shake your hand.
They do it in hockey. They do it in hockey, right? Yeah. I mean, guys, Kachuk with one of his teammates. He was going at it. They don't care. I mean, they're playing. It's country versus country. That's what I. 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Now, my WBC take is, did anybody? So I'm obviously like high up on the DR team right now with Julio and how stacked that team is. But anybody watch Machado back to back to back, the exact same play, 3 batters in a row? That was
his arm is ridiculous.
His
Machado to Vlad at first, like that was unreal. And the fact that 3 batters in a row minus the foul ball by the 3rd batter off the first pitch, like how is it literally 3 bats in a row, the exact same play down the 3rd baseline, backhand with the glove, flip it over to Vlad at first, and 1, 2, 3, you're gone. It's just so much fun to watch. It's so much fun.
How about
absolute cannon?
What are we gonna say?
No, you go, JD.
Bobby Witt Jr. last night. Did you see that
Oh
play?
my God.
I was gonna say, I was gonna chime in. I was like, those 2 from shortstop in the way, jumping in the air and just twisting and just throwing dots to first.
So JD, that kind of
from people all over sports world.
That kind of leans into my point of, I think I might be enjoying the Twitter memes about the World Baseball Classic more than the baseball. So like there was all today, basically like Instagram and X were all filled with memes, and it was like Paul Skeens looks at Bobby Witt differently than how he looks at Livy Dunn. And they were like, stuff like that. Like,
he actually made one of those memes, like where you got your girlfriend and you got your head turned around. She actually made one of those memes.
I saw that. And then the other one that was like, it was like Vlad obviously was like a menace in the playoffs. Like he was lighting up the Dodgers, lighting up the Yankees. And it was like a Yankee fan, and he tweeted, and he was like, we made Vlad Guerrero look like a Hall of Famer. And there's some Venezuelan farmer making him look like a AA player.
Well, in our first game that we played against Brazil, there was that kid that's in high school. Can you imagine being in Brazil and be like, you're a 17-year-old high school kid, and you pitched around like he literally
did great
to pitch 9 batters and only gave up 1 run.
You get Aaron Judge to hit into it. Yeah, you get Aaron. He hit into a double play. Double play.
Right,
broken bat. Double play. Broke his bat too.
Broke his bat.
Did you
guys see the Japan game with the Czech Republic or Czechia, whatever they call it?
The guy they gave a standing ovation.
The 36-year-old pitcher that struck out Ohtani. throwing
awesome.
78 miles an hour, man, and like his full-time job. His full-time job is an electrician. He's an electrician.
I love that. I love that.
They've already been making like I love like randomly on like Twitter. You'll see a meme and it'll be like the 2028 Olympics. It'll be like Lamar Jackson lines up at quarterback against a math teacher from Belgium.
And also in that first game was to me the debut of Dante Bichette Jr., Bo Bichette's brother. Anybody remember what he came out to the plate looking like?
With his green
Somebody
hair
made a
all
meme
over
of that to describe it with his hair and everything. Dante Bichette Jr. looks like the love child of Machine Gun Kelly, Krusty the Clown, Philly the Fanatic,
Krusty the Clown,
Fanatic, and Post Malone.
Wow.
That's a lot of.
That's a hell of a gene pool. That's a hell of a gene pool.
I'm looking it up.
I mean, yeah.
Oh my God! Wow! Wow!
And neon green too.
I've been very impressed by the World Baseball Classic so far. I think this is probably the best team we've ever had. I think 100%. There's 4 teams that seem to be legit, and I would keep Mexico in there as one of them. Of course, us and the Dominican. Japan. You're not gonna if you screw up at all, if you don't take advantage of the batting or play defense, if you screw up, Japan's going to get you. They're a very disciplined team, like they are in every sport. But I think everybody's kind of looking for it to be Dominican versus U.S. It'd be better than an all-star game because these are players like none of these players like are opting out. Besides school ball for obvious reasons, but I mean, like it's none of these players are like I'd rather have the weekend off to rest.
So
you're getting the best of the best.
My question to the crowd would be, and I don't have an answer, and I don't know. Do you like the location and time of this? So like some days I like it, and I'm like I think it's a good tune-up for the season. But then other days I like look back on like when Diaz, basically broke his leg and missed a whole season for the Mets. Because of it, like I just don't know where else it would fit unless this would be my solution. I'm wondering what you guys think is do a 2-week All-Star break instead of a 1-week All-Star break, and like how the NHL takes the 3-week break for the Olympics. Like, do you think you'd get more? I don't know. I kind of go back and forth. Like I like it, but at the same time, like I get nervous with some of these big time players playing a tournament before a 162 game season.
I will say I was watching Team Canada play the other night, obviously, because I've got Naylor on there and his brother, and like they looked terrible. Like both Naylor boys had so many errors in that game, and I was like, all right, get it out now before the season starts when you're playing for the Mariners. Is kind of like how I looked at it, and I'm like, I mean, I don't mind it being right now. I mean, you're playing spring training games anyways. I mean, you're taking away from your ability to mesh with your team right now. But I mean, like, when else are you going to do it? In November? And if you're going to do an all-star break, like right there, you're still playing just as hard with these same guys in the middle of your season.
Yeah.
Where I think it might be more of an issue if somebody were to get hurt than if they were to get hurt right here. And then you're starting off your season knowing you're down that guy and not in a playoff push. I mean, that's my take on it.
Yeah, I don't think there's
like I said, I don't have an
right
answer. Yeah.
It's hard when you have a 162 game season. I mean, you really only have November, December, January off, and then you're reporting back in February and you start up spring training.
We'll just keep it roto style like fantasy baseball. We'll keep track of all the players' stats throughout the MLB season. And we'll plug it into fantasy, and the country with the best stats is the World Baseball Champion. There you go.
Is there a TIR stat that can be made?
If Steve wants to put it in, we can put it in there.
He can figure it out.
I'm sure they can make it work. And
for sure.
Paul, I just wanted to throw out there, his name is not Philly the Fanatic. It's the Philly Fanatic.
I corrected myself. After.
Right. I just wanted to make sure.
Right. Yeah, I got it. And
Mr. the Met.
And what I thought you were actually going to hit on, I thought you were going to not correct me, but remind me, like you'd like to do, how we are going to shout out our sponsors. I will let you know that there was one that we did about an hour ago. It was actually under protest, but we still did it because of our contractual obligations. But I do want to let you know there was one that was done under protest. So
Gotcha.
JD, what we normally do is we want to give a shout out to the people that support us. I'll start off with you. Actually, I appreciate you joining us. We're not completely getting off here quite yet. I got a couple other things up my sleeve, but I don't want to forget about this because I do appreciate you hopping on. Been great to talk to, and we really look forward to having you on again. So I'd like for you to take an opportunity to kind of shout out your podcast and what you've been up to and what you've been doing.
So my podcast is JD Talkin Sports. No G in the talking, and I talk about everything, including hockey. Recently, I did a show with Ivan Gluck, an 87-year-old Holocaust survivor, hockey player, and I have Dale Bliss on, who covers Oregon football, Oregon sports, but he's my guy. So it's off season. We talked about that, and I'm trying to get a guy on. A husband and wife wrote a book about a African-American golfer in the early 1900s who was buried in an unmarked grave and whose name I don't have in front of me. So I'm trying to get more people on that stuff that interests me. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
Thanks.
Good stuff.
You guys are awesome. This is awesome.
I was listening to a lot of your stuff, man. You come in pretty hot, and I love the fact that you sing your own theme song. You come on and say
Shaft,
that.
baby.
So,
Shaft.
Love it.
Shaft.
I love it. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I wish that our producer would do that for us, but he just makes beats. He doesn't sing. He doesn't do that stuff. So
really,
but
I need to hear. I need to hear some. I want to hear some beats.
Oh yeah, man.
I think our theme song would be something along the lines of be like, "Here's all our friends from Philadelphia and Paul who hates them,
and they never show up."
I think you just nailed it. I think you nailed it.
So let's get to the other sponsors we got. We got Sparrow Hairset Studio in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Go see Lean up there. Mention the podcast and get a discount. Got Lotwin. They do hype chains. JD, you ever see those fan chains that people have?
Yes.
We got a guy. It's LOTWYN that custom makes those. We got a couple throughout this podcast, and you enter in the code TCCPOD for 10% off. They've been a great asset to the podcast. I see you writing it down right there. Good for you.
I am.
We do have one other. It's there's a reason it's last, but I'm gonna let Kyle go through it because it does have a special place in the heart of 1,700 family members that are so close to the podcast.
Listen, it is what it is, man. This day in Philly sports history by none other than the less handsome Montgomery brother, Jim Montgomery. He takes you down memory lane every single day with what happened in Philadelphia sports history. He just finished Black History Month last month. Now he's talking about Women's History Month this month. So a lot of good stuff. And as Philadelphia fans, we usually have a lot of bad news to talk about, not a lot of good news. So, for you haters of Philadelphia, tune in. You'll hear a lot of good stuff for you.
I can tell you one thing, March 10th of 2027 is not going to be a good one. It's going to be all about failure and non-commitment and things like that, but it's okay. We'll be there for you. JD, a lot of on these members pods, the host job is kind of a rotating thing. And most people have their own little thing that they do at the end to make it unique of their own. Mine is it's more like a show and tell. Did he get trivial with it? Did he, being myself, did he digs? It's just trivial.
I'm still waiting for where the dig is.
Well, I didn't say it was supposed to be a dig. It rhymes. Won both fantasy football leagues I was in. And so I've taken the proceeds and I've bought a bunch of crap. And I've started to show one item a week and get everybody to look at it and see if it's lame or if it's a gain, like it's something cool, or lame. I think you picked absolutely phenomenal time to hop on today. One, because there is going to be a hockey reference, which we didn't talk to, and we love hockey. I'm not going to start out with that. I'm going to start out with something else as a Carolina fan. This came in the mail today. This right here is a pair of tickets from a Wizards Pacers game, November 6, 2009. Does that ring a bell of any significance to anybody for you, JD?
And it's a Carolina player with wait. Oh, is it his Jordan's already done playing.
Yeah.
2009.
Pacers
Was
and
this
Wizards.
Armando Baycott's freshman year? Was this Armando Baycott's
Wait,
freshman year?
was it whatchamacallit? Who's the white guy who played in the Pacers who had got drafted? Didn't really pan out. Scored all the points in the. I'm blanking on his. He was the leading scorer in the NCAA when he left college. How come I'm blanking on his name? Yeah, is it Hansborough? Is it a Hansborough?
This right here is
reference?
a pair of tickets to Tyler Hansborough's first game in the NBA. Just for you, JD. I'm pretty sure you spoke that into existence. So yeah,
Thank
this isn't
you.
all this wasn't all I was going to show today, but you queued up the next one too. And actually, our producer here, the Beard of Knowledge, who's not very happy with me tonight, but that's all right. He's going to get over it. And that's what taking away a point.
Normal day.
Taking away a point. Don't take away a point from me. So he queued it up yesterday. You know, one of the lines that he said yesterday when we were talking about all the players going to different teams, and he said Adam Banks to the Mighty Ducks. I don't have an Adam Banks jersey, but I do have a Mighty Ducks jersey, and it's the original trade for the Mighty Ducks. We have Coach Bombay, Emilio Estevez on the Mighty Ducks jersey.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That's
much
awesome.
better than the Tyler Hansborough tickets.
Okay,
That's
first
for
of all,
sure. Yeah.
no shame on that either. No, we will not do slander on that.
I'm not slandering it. I'm just saying that is much
Well,
better.
you didn't get his name right.
Yeah.
You didn't even get his name right.
Tyler Hansborough?
You didn't say that the first time. You put another vowel or something there just to be a jerk.
You're right. I said Tyler the Hansborough. That's what I said.
But yes,
Phillies up and
Psycho T right there. So, lame or game?
100%
Individual or combined? Individual or combined? Kyle's going to go individual, whatever it is. I know.
Game.
It's a game.
No,
It's a game.
they're both a game. They're both a game.
They're games.
Game.
Awesome.
Game.
As a fan
as
for
much as
you,
you-
they're both a game. Yep.
Yeah. As much as everyone wants me to find something that's lame, I don't really want anything that's all that lame, but I am intrigued to find out if a couple of things are going to be lame. There are a few things that I think are going to get some lames, and they're just going to be biased lames, which is fine because that's what people from that corner of the earth do. But
I don't
we'll
think
get
the
through
earth
it.
has corners,
So-
buddy.
Come on, it's
I
Black
think-
Kyrie.
But I think that'll just about do her for this week. Again,
I got you,
JD,
Christy. I heard you. I heard you, Christy.
really happy that you are. Yeah, no, we're not piecing out yet. We haven't even. What is wrong with you? They just put the drink cart away. We're just starting the descent. The landing gear's not even down, and you're like, I'm out.
I'm out of my seat, pal. I'm out of my seat. I'm ready to go.
So, JD, I really appreciate you hopping on. It was a good time.
Same.
The regulars on here and getting some new faces in here as well. Hopefully we can get you back on soon. I mean, if you show up 2 weeks in a row, that's going to be more consistency than the Philly reps. So, you know,
Paul, did you see the video of the Brazil soccer game? Did Christy, any of you see that? John, Kyle, Patty, where
are you talking about
player
the one where there were 29
ran
red
into the
cards
goal?
in the
Yes, he ran into the goalie, and then it just turned into a melee.
Chaos.
And
Absolute
chaos. It was absolute chaos. I saw that today. I was like, wow.
29 red cards in the last 1 minute.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Holy. Oh
That's
my God.
amazing.
29 red cards.
Yeah.
How do you
So
even
There's not
have
even that
that?
many players on the field.
Well,
Yeah, I
it
was
was
gonna say.
because it was most of the bench. It was literally a bench. It was like a
That's
baseball
insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's going to be bedtime for at least a couple of people here, and I'm probably headed that direction as well. So I appreciate everybody hopping on, and I look forward to seeing everybody next week.
Thank you all.
Right.
I had a blast.
Appreciate it.
Go
Shut up,
Eagles.
Kyle.
Go Birds.
Shut up.